Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in for the first game of this 2025-2026 FBA Finals. Joining me in the booth for game one is Matt Lewis. How you doing, Matt?
Hey Ryan, how you doing tonight?
Doing excellent. I've been waiting for this matchup. This has been we had the bikers penciled in far longer than Lorraine, so we knew where we were going to start the series. The question was who was Dakota going to match up with, and it turned out to be Lorraine coming on the
Oh,
road to
and
start the series.
yeah, they fought tooth and nail to get that game under their get the opportunity to be here on the biggest stage of the Furry Basketball Association. Every year we come with the sincere hope that we'll have an excellent matchup. I don't think anyone's going to go home unhappy from this series unless maybe you're a Bikers or Firestorm fan. But hey, it's game one. The anticipation in the arena is off the rails.
Hey, I mean, the only way you can be disappointed is if it's a 4-game sweep.
Yeah, well, I would hope they would be nice to each other and give a little space for individual victory.
No, only
No?
you can never give an inch, or else you'll watch the championship trophy slip from your paws.
Oh, tail drooping.
Well, with the players, I think they're ready to take the floor, so let's cut down to the court now. And the tip-off in game one will go the way of the Bikers, playing at home here in Sofa Wolf Stadium. Give me River
Yeah.
with the possession to start with. What are you going to say, Matt?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, we're starting here in Dakota, Sofa Wolf Stadium, home of the Dakota Bikers, and it's their first time in the finals since 2018. So it's been a long 8 years. If you're a Bikers fan, or maybe if you're not a Bikers fan, it doesn't seem like it's been 8 years, but it has. And since then, they've seen rivals Winnipeg and Montana take home the championship. So they're looking to get back on top here for the Mountain West Division.
Oh, and a no-look pass from Silvius the Lawyer down low in the paint. And yes, I mean, for a Bikers fan, quote-unquote, it's been forever. If you look at any 8-year span previously, they've won 3 championships in those 8 years. And then now it's been, one. So a lot of,
Ooh,
a bit of a foul there from the rookie on Coyote.
the giraffe knee to the coyote there. A little bit of a, I don't know, introductory statement to this series.
Well, again, the height mismatch there could have, I don't know. I think the draft would have won the battle 99% of the time. They're going to let River be the one to bring it up the court for the Bikers. And, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Keep an eye on this team. Even with rookie being a stretch big for adds a dimension, River being the one to really lock it down in the post, even though not good from a free throw line there for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk more about it as the game goes on. It's the one, main difference on this Bikers starting five after last year. And, last year was no, thing to laugh at. They were one game short of being the number one seed last year as they get a quick alley-oop here. I believe that was Lawyer who threw that one down.
Yeah, and I mean, big block on the other end by the rookie. And River going to get, I think, a foul. No, it's out of bounds. No foul. They're just going to take clean contact on that. And yeah, this is unusual. Bikers seeing this rookie making it the starting lineup. Obviously wasn't there from day one as starter. But
Right.
Mishima has moved to the bench, kind of like with Derby. Derby, two of these players that were on the last championship run as starters now on the bench, but they have that experience.
Yeah, and I think Dakota still values that experience. You'll see them go out on the court and show their stuff throughout this series. I'm certain of it. But tonight, they start with Stevanicic. He's shown that he has that skill set, that vivacity in that introductory couple of minutes, putting Coyote on the free throw line. And right now they're up now 11-4.
Yeah, I was going to say, Valero absolutely elevating the Kangaroo Rat, slamming it down obviously known for his 3-point range, but if you're gonna give him that easy lane to the basket, he's gonna use his height, 6'10", small forward, anything but small, honestly. Besides, the weight category.
Hey, and this is the finals. You're gonna show off your skill set.
Well, I mean, also get the crowd going. This is game 1. Obviously, you have
Ooh.
home court advantage. You want to get the crowd going early for you because you're going to be back here potentially 4 times total if this goes all the way to 7.
At the very least. So, yeah. Shifting gears to the Firestorm, one thing that strikes me, and compared to you, you're following these teams, all 24 of them. It's your job. I have a little bit more of a foot paw between 2 different worlds in the sports dimensions. But this team almost looks completely different from how it looked at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of questions of those last-minute trades that were done at the trade deadline, and we've kind of seen this team try and mesh together, and now it's worked out for them, but they brought in players that have been starters on other teams. Probably going to see them rotate through this series, through them, try and find what matchup works for this. I mean, honestly, the Bikers, this is pretty much a new team that they haven't had a good read on. They haven't played this team in this configuration necessarily.
Right. Yeah, Ju Tae-won, Xavier Clark, those are new faces to Lorraine. And I mean, some would argue it's paid off. Credit to the front office and Coach Lucifer for being very flexible this season. And now we're seeing Lorraine take this stage, the final stage, for the first time since 2011.
Yeah, and I mean, if their journey had not been so difficult here, I would question how they're going to handle when tough, because that's the biggest question with chemistry of a team. That's we always talk about, they need time to build that innate chemistry, to have that leadership step up when the going gets tough, and they've shown that they can withstand that. Here is a great defensive effort down low in the post for them. A fast break the other way. Mora sent to the second row.
Heard that up from the booth.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
Tonto's
double
okay.
block. I don't know if it was River or Sylvius. I think they're going to give it to River, but...
Actually, I think that was Imelda Mora going down in the paint.
Oh, well, the ball also getting smacked was pretty...
Yeah, I mean, from the start here, not looking too great for the Firestorm, down 17-6 with about 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
So, River going for 3. That's pushing his range, but maybe feeling it after the defensive side of the ball. But no, here's a question, I guess. Would you prefer a team that had to play 7, might be a little bit more tired, but are more... They're still in motion, versus a team like the Bikers who had the series locked up sooner and had more rest time? They might also be a little, I guess, out of rusty, quote unquote.
Well, I guess it comes down to coaching strategy, right? Like, if you feel you have the ability to be more stretched at your top 5, top 8, whatever it is, players, and you're consistently giving them the same number of minutes per game, and you don't make a lot of changes, but you have that trust and that innate trust that they're going to produce offensively despite whatever defensive package the other team throws out at you, then yeah, I don't necessarily see a problem going to 7 games. They've already had to do it 2 to 3 times prior to this to get to this point. So I mean, that's my point of view.
I was going to say the Bikers aren't necessarily unfamiliar with long... I mean, they had that triple overtime game against Arizona.
Right. I heard about that.
Absolutely wild how long that game had to go, and the fact that the Bikers, couldn't close it out there, still managed to keep it together and pull out the victory. Like I said, this is the first finals appearance since they won it all back in 2018. So there's a lot of, I won't say pressure on the GM and coaching staff. Obviously, Lucas Dupree in his second year now here.
Mm-hmm.
But the GM was brought in that year. They made the championship run, and there's been a lot of questions. Okay, why haven't you made it back to the finals? Jobs may have been starting to be on the line for some of these teams, and on the Lorraine side.
Yeah, as Davenport goes to the line here for second free throw. And, you know, we can talk about legacy too. I think a lot of people would argue that Dakota has two really prominent players. You know, Silvius and Lawyer have been with this team now together as a duo since that championship. And of course, that's the only time they've been able to take this team all the way to the finals. So if they don't come out of this series with, you know, a championship ring, it's hard to weigh whether or not, you know, they live up to some of the legacy set by the generation that came before them. The Bikers, you know, Ryan Malone and Dylan Redfield and those guys from the early 2010s had won at least two. And so there's expectations from the Dakota crowd and from beyond to bring in a second championship with this group. And if you don't, then there are going to be some serious questions about Alexander Whitaker's future.
Yeah, foul there will send Lorraine back to the line. Most of their production has come from the charity stripe thus far. As say 4 minutes left in change. Just now breaking that double-digit barrier, down by 13. They need to find. Obviously, this is going to be a long season. Not one game, you know, yeah, if you start slow, okay, whatever. They do need to start finding some positivity in this game. Obviously, it's very early in this game. They have plenty of time. Baltave from beyond the arc, wide open.
That was reading the court effectively.
Oh, yeah, Lawyer down low, and Baltave just immediately goes to the perimeter. And I think this, and you talk about legacy, this has probably been the best free agency, at least underrated, for the Bikers. They did not sign any flashy names, but they have a bench now for the first time in a while that feels dangerous. Baltave coming from Winnipeg, who is himself seeking his second ring now.
Yeah, and you know, I guess this is a good question for you, Ryan. I was gonna say Lorraine probably has one of the best benches I've seen in a long time, and they had to kind of trade their way into that situation. But would you say Dakota has, you know, would you say they're on equal footing there, or would you find them just as good? You know, what do we think about when these minutes, these conversations about minutes come into play, whether they can maintain the energy of the starting five? Do you think there's an advantage between either team there?
Another foul there. Yeah, I mean, I'm like looking at the bench. I want to say that I do lean slightly just because, you know, Xavier Clark, I still think is a starter. Maria Davenport, I still think is a starter level player. When I look at the Dakota side, I argue maybe Elijah and maybe to an extent Mika are the two starter level players, but I think they are slightly worse than Maria and Xavier on the other end. I think where Dakota has some advantages, that experience. You have Benjamin Derby. Oh, huge block! Sent way out of bounds.
That's the kind of big play on defense that we needed to see from Lorraine, if I want to, you know, sincerely say that they're going to be able to keep up here.
No doubt. But I was saying, Dakota's bench, I mean, outside of Lorraine having Smith's, you know, 20-year career across multiple leagues, and obviously Treshawn being from the same class as Lawyer and Silvius.
Right.
You have 7 rings on the Biker side, and 3 of them are coming from the bench. So this is arguably the most experienced team when it comes to playing in the finals.
Probably the most experienced team we've seen in a long time, if you be honest.
Yes, they're old.
Unless you want to count Bangor's second stint.
Lawyer going up for the dunk there. 1-on-1, 12 points already for him. Yeah, Bangor definitely, but even then they had a young cast. Obviously, Luca being a rookie here, you know, for Lorenz was considered the young gun on this team. Obviously put up an amazing season, outperforming both Lawyer and Sylvius. In terms of point production, at least.
And then, of course, one should not forget the wild cards were the Western representative the last 2 years.
They were old. Doyle brings that all along. His average up.
So, a little bit refreshing to see another team here. But of course, Dakota, one of the most storied franchises in this league. And we'll see how they perform throughout this series. But they've had a great first quarter here. They're keeping the energy of the home stadium alive as we watch this very intricate dance maneuver.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting there looking at the Lorraine roster, and I mean, besides Griga, who 11 years they completed, Lorraine's a very young team overall. Now, the trades they made will keep potentially a starting lineup going forward next year. Obviously, Campo and Griga both being on their last year of their deal, going to free agency. Bring up a question of, okay, are they going to keep them, or were these trades in preparation for that free? Because Clark is under contract for another 2 years. He is the longest contracted player still on the scene. He was traded for.
Right. Well, I was going to bring up that point later, but we can talk about it a little bit here as
Lorraine's almost down by 20, so we got to talk about something.
And I'm sorry to the Firestorm fans listening in tonight if they're a little bit disenfranchised by the start of this game, but I have to say, Lorraine's one of those teams that's similarly a team of veterans and very young players mixed together. There isn't really anything in the middle. I mean, Bethany Smith's 20th season, if you count the fact that she took a 10-year break in the middle.
Well, she played in other leagues as well. I mean, semi-professional.
And then, Lawyer and Sylvius, guards for the Dakota Bikers, both in their 10th year, also came out of that 2015 class, which there's an argument to be said that's looking to be one of the best classes in recent times in terms of longevity of certain players in this league to, say as they go up now, they're double 36-18 with about a minute and a half left in the first quarter. But yeah, the Bikers have their veterans too. And River being essentially a free agent after this series could change the trajectory of this team. And so a lot of GMs will look at that as an opportunity, but you got to first focus on what's in front of you, and that's this final series.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, with the River situation, you have to imagine if they don't win a ring here, there's a possibility he sticks around for one more year. The rookie gets dished down low for the dunk.
Don't let the rookie dunk on you.
Mora almost finding a lane
like
there,
that.
but no. And the first quarter is going to come to a close, and it has been a bloodbath. Dakota fans are very happy for sure. But I was saying, River might try to stick around with a team getting this close if they don't win a ring. But if Bikers run away with a ring here, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have to prove anything. He might want to go and collect a fourth ring with a different team, right?
Well, any player kind of looks at that offseason between contracts, and if they believe in the team, they'll stick around. If they have other things going on, maybe they won't.
I mean, for the Bikers, at the very least, the starting lineup minus River is locked in through one more season. They have a chance next year to run it back to the finals, win or lose here. So, give me the question to be asked. Lorraine, similar situation. Again, a fair bit of their core is locked up. Again, questions is going to return for a 22nd year. Edwin Griga going to stick around, and there we go. And 4 of 19.
The second quarter. Yeah, that is not great at all, and they will have to come out here a little bit more offensively focused. I don't see it so far. They've had enough defensive energy. course, one could look at 40 points being scored in one quarter and look at that and go, I'm sorry, well, and then as you leave the lane open for Mishima, just lay it up. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but hey, it's the FBA Finals, man.
Get more and more involved. Clearly, finger roll there that she's put up 4 points for the team to start this quarter, and hey, that's more than they were getting. And I could definitely see, this game, Sabrina's going to go, coach for the Reign Firestorm is going to make a decision about next starting rotation. Is the rookie for Lorraine laying it up and in.
Polish horse.
I mean, right now, I'm not going to make a World War II joke.
Probably not a great.
Yeah, I was going to say something about, they're being blitzed right now, but.
Well, hey, back to Smiths. If she were to come back next year, is that an FBA record for most years?
That's getting up there. I feel like there was a Bikers player who stuck around for a really long time too. Like far too long. If anything, this might be tempted to go play with, Williamsburg. Honestly.
Yeah,
1-year contract, whatever. Go play with your family.
That would be crazy.
I mean, it might be, very limited minutes, but Sylvia's a 3 to push it back to 21 points, and there we go. Timeout, Firestorm again. And the 3 game has just been going for the Bikers. I think at least 4 different players have hit beyond the arc thus far.
Yeah, they've been spreading it out around effectively. I think that's been the key to their offensive success so far. There is no predictability with, they're not relying on one player right now in this particular strategy. I think that's the right thing to be doing. Obviously, it's working out. They're up by 21.
And do you think that is the kind of direction we're seeing the FBA start to trend towards, these big furs that are more stretch furs than, big fast break from River, rejected by Davenport.
Oh, man, I think River let up just at the end there, and the
Lioness was able to track him down and, prowling from behind, hunting her prey.
Yeah, well, you got to watch out for those prowlers.
No, the Howlers aren't here right now.
I said prowlers. Prowlers.
Oh, okay, just, hard of hearing over here. I have Marcus usually yelling in my ear.
Well, he's not here right now.
Nope, he'll be joining us for Game 3 when we switch over to Lorraine.
You're not keeping me?
They only have you under contract for 2 games, sorry.
Stupid contracts.
Hey, you're in the FBA Finals. I've only gotten to do the UFFL Championship once.
Yeah, hey, Mom, I'm on TV. Oh, actually, no, I'm not.
No, your voice is. I'm sure at some point they'll cut to us. Maybe when, if this game goes up by 40, they might go, okay, guys, you're now going to switch to rock, paper, scissors in the booth.
Oof. Okay, back to the action, as it were. I had another great question for you. And it kind of taps into something that is like what you mentioned. We're seeing more from the bigs than we used to, right? And that comes through most poignantly in who's won the FBA Finals MVP. For the last 3 years, it's been centers and bigs. Do you think we'll see that in this series?
I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say no because I feel like both teams, their centers are the 5th scoring option. And the only way I could see it happening is if somehow the other 4 just get locked down on so much. Luca, I think, has the better shot of it just because, and I'm not going to knock the Giraffe. I think he's had a great rookie year. I think he has benefited heavily from being on a team 5th option, and that leaves him open on the perimeter.
Right.
I mean, go ahead.
You're not saying anything that I didn't expect you to say. So,
yeah. If I had to bet, I would say from Lorraine's side, I feel like Tonpo is the most likely to walk away unless somehow she gets shut down by the defense, which the Bikers have had arguably one of the better defenses in a while. But it's going to depend on who she's matched up against. Right now, she's matched up against Valerio, giving up a few inches of height there, but she might see her match up more against Lawyer, depending on how they do the rotation the rest of the series. For Biker's side, I want to say Lawyer or Sylvius. Valerio had a great year, and unless he keeps that confidence going into this finals, I feel like Sylvius or Lawyer is just going to turn it up. They haven't had to be the #1 scorer, but in the finals, when things get close, I feel like they are going to step up. As I say that, Lorraine, they're starting to make some headway in this lead. It's only 14 points now.
Yeah, the Lion now, Davenport getting a 3-pointer there to bring it within 14. We've seen a couple long shots now from River that have failed to go down. Mishima managed to clean up the last one. But as we get a foul there from the Lion, she is busy on the court today.
Well, the Bikers, as you said, 40 points in the first quarter, now only with 10 in the first 6 minutes of this quarter. They have slowed down, and honestly, the starting lineup is still in. So, I mean, I would not... They might be getting a bit tired here after that first quarter.
Well, they substituted Wolfgang in.
Yeah.
As we see, it's now 50-35 with about 6 minutes, 8 seconds in the second quarter. Yeah, I mean, I agree essentially with everything you said. I just don't see the strength of the center being, or, you know, the number 5, let's say. Because let's be honest, neither of the rosters are, it's more or less a big in the center role, if you want to speak traditionally, for both teams.
Yeah.
And it's just not the player I would expect to see these teams relying on either side, either roster. So if, barring some, you know, crazy coaching strategies throughout this series, I do think, you know, somebody from the other starting 4, at least on the Bikers, I think it could be any of those 4, to be honest with you. It just depends on who can break through the Lorraine starting 5 and create the most chaos. If it ends up being Lorraine, between the guards of Tonpo and Koyatl, I think they have the best shot at it.
Yeah, fun fact, the tallest player on either team is 7'3", which is short compared to the last couple finals, as you haven't both teams had at least 7'6" or higher on their team.
Well, and if you are still in that boat that Bikers fans might find themselves in, that was a strange block.
I think it was more of a bit of a Volkering there as they missed the dunk, and a 3 from Baltave.
It looked like a block from up here, but you're right. Now looking on the replay, that was just an epic fail.
Oh, and another one. Driver, the Deer, keeping an eye on the passing lane. He's gonna
inside to River now, who's gonna try and get over the head of Griga, but
it was Che-Wan, in fact. Che-Wan getting called with the foul there. Griga not getting called with the.
Oh, thanks.
It's okay. I got the 20/20 vision. I don't need glass. Now,
that might have been my first mistake, and we're only. Well, we're more than halfway through the second quarter.
That's a new record.
That's a record for me.
We'll pop champagne after the game.
Sounds good.
As again, hey, look, I get to pick on Marcus all the time because it's normal. It happens. The game's rapid. It's ongoing.
River's taking his time with these free throws.
I mean, he's not the best at the free throw shooting, let's be honest. I say he does hit both there. And, I mean, it's, yes, an 18-point game, but comparing the free throws, 14 of 15 to 5 of 6. So foul trouble might start to become a factor for the Bikers if they keep this pace up of fouls. Xavier gets a nice matchup. With a hook
Yep.
turnaround jumper. Okay.
Getting back to the size of the starting five, and if you're still in that boat, as I was saying before, chaos ensued. The the fact of the matter is, the Giraffe has about 4 or 5 inches on Mishima, and I think that height difference played a factor in why he's taken over the starting role. At least one factor.
Yeah, I honestly fully believe it's his 3-point range that Reed fell in love with. The strategies that opens up as Clark left wide open down in the post, laying it up and in. I mean, the fact that, again, with Silvius, Lawyer, Valerio, and now you add Luca in, River just gets to eat all day from the post. All 4 of those can just stand on the perimeter and let River, who is, again, 300 pounds, basically, just bully his way, as we see Jaewon with a great play in the post. 10 points for Martin already tonight.
Yeah, that was a fast post up from the Martin to get within 12 now. So we've seen this lead dwindle. Excuse me.
Well, Lawyer going to put it off the glass. Bit of a stutter step. 18 points for him tonight.
Yeah, and 12 of those come from mid-range or further. So not a lot of getting inside the paint for the guards. Of course, tend not to see that unless the matchup is effectively allowing it. But then you've seen a lot of foul play.
Oh, yeah, tons. I mean,
so that'll be a factor, too.
Yeah, and I mean, height definitely matters. I feel like Luka, like I said, having that extra reach. Mika has always been a support big, rebounder, defender. So the fact that he's still on the team gives that potential to rotate in as needed. Like if we see Xavier Clark be subbed in for Mora, Mishima can match up speed-wise with him. Clark being, 7'2", but weighs about as much as Silvius does. Husky's quite fast. Oof. Riga intercepting the passing lane there. Fast break down to Kyoto. Fouled on the way up.
Well, they just brought back Stevaničić in his last 2.5 minutes. Subbed him in. So we'll see if they can maintain at least this 12-point lead. Of course, Lorraine being on the line here for their second shot. We'll see Kyoto getting a lot of free throw practice here.
And no good, though, on the second. Oh, good block from the Lioness there. Davenport. Quick play up the court for Tompo. Pulls up early in the shot clock, but misses. 2 minutes left to go, and I mean, it's a 12-point game here, Matt. 14-point now. Sorry.
And now I'm seeing Lawyer show off his moves. He's been pretty solid so far in this game.
Yeah, no doubt they've picked it up, and he's getting into the paint too. Screen move to get Tompo open. First basket tonight for Tompo. Like I said, ice cold start, unfortunately, for the Fusa.
Yeah, that the Fossa is having a little bit of technical difficulties in their brain or something to come up and get their first shot after 8 misses is rough.
I mean, they need Nika to start clicking, though, if they want to stand a chance. I mean, not just on defense, but on offense. And, Kyoto gets a bit of an ankle breaker there on Silvius. Finds a way to the basket, but still also 13 points, yes, but the field goal percentage is just not there. Everyone's been struggling for this Lorraine team. 4 of 19, remember, to start the game. For not the shooting stat line you want to see if you are coaching staff, but great defense there. Another block. That's 3 now, I think, for her.
Yeah, we're seeing a variety of different strategies coming out here. I think maybe it's just finals jitters on behalf of both teams. Of course, Bikers handling it a little bit better than Firestorm, but of course the foul trouble, if they don't get that under control in the second half, we could see a comeback. Because we're only now, it's 62-52 with about 18 seconds. So it'll probably be the last possession of the play. Unless he fumbles like that.
Yeah, stripped by Davenport has been on fire on defensive end, laying it up back to a single-digit game to end this. Unless they hit a 3 here, Matt.
Well, Jonathan.
Nope.
Why not?
Well, I think both coaches are going to have some words for their team going into the second half here. Bikers giving up what was once a 24-point lead, I feel like. Now down to 8.
They had a clear advantage going into the second quarter, and of course you would expect some changes to the lineup and a little bit of a foot off the pedal maybe to happen when you're up by that much in the first quarter. But now, only up by 8, you've still got 2 quarters left to play. You're going to have to reproduce that first quarter again if you want to guarantee victory tonight.
Oh, no doubt. They need to figure out what went wrong in that second quarter. And, I mean, obviously, part of it is, hey, Lorraine actually started making some shots there. River 0 of 7. Rough night for the is the most final. He's been in the finals the most of any of these players, so he should have the least jitters.
Well, maybe his mind is elsewhere tonight. Who knows?
And like I said, Lawyer leading the way, and then for the Firestorm, yeah, they've split it up between Davenport and Kyoto. Davenport being the most efficient, and even Chaywan 4 or 5. Like, go to your hot pause. Stop trying to force it. Kyoto and Tompo. They're cold tonight. Fine. Don't need to shoot it out here if you're getting close.
Yeah, rely on the forwards and the bigs to pull forward for you. It was kind of their version of River there with Tompo not getting their first shot down until late in the second quarter. As we start here in the third with Lorraine bringing it up.
Ooh, and the rookie with the block there. River,
I can see it.
I'm trying to boost his thing. Go of 8 now, so he's on track to get it on this 9th shot, I believe.
Oh my God, the steal now. What a way to start the first quarter. 2 off defensive takeaways.
Yeah, the Biker stepping on defense. Lawyer, ooh, open from beyond the arc. Can't convert the 3, though, to push it back to double digits. 0 points in the last 2 minutes for the Bikers. Silvius on the perimeter, going to get a screen. Rolls off of it. No, Tompo has a lane to the basket and shot from behind. 3rd foul for the Weasel will send Tompo to the line for 1 more. Bring it back within 5 here. Can convert.
I know the dynamics in the games can shift so fast, but I was not expecting this crawl back to happen as quickly as it has. It's been quite a tale of 2 halves. All right,
2 quarters, honestly.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna give the Bikers a full 24 minutes. They didn't play in that second quarter, it feels like, at all. And Silvius now rattling out too. They've gone cold from beyond the arc.
Yeah, well, they don't need to keep going from beyond the arc. I don't know if it's just trying to get that separation chance. But they've been playing aggressively enough tonight that in the offensive sense, that I feel like a lane would break free and they'd be able to take advantage. We've seen it a few times already.
I mean, they've been getting open. Maybe just luck starting to not fall their way. And Boyer putting the team on his back. His shot clock winding down. Davenport matched up against the Meerkat. Does he's put enough of a pressure to stop it? Ooh, huge rejection from Luca there. A terrible matchup for Kyoto. 5-10 versus 7-1 in the post.
It's been insane to watch this Giraffe play and realize he's a rookie on this roster.
I mean, he's trying to, I guess, prove that, hey, he should get a chance at the MVP if they close it out.
Well, I'd have to have a long think.
Hey, you got to start putting up some points, too. The defensive effort's been nice, but Davenport, gets second chance opportunity here after that miss. Tompo for 3. Rattles out, though.
Not quite. Well, Jonathan Lawyer being such an offensive, another basket there for him puts him at like 26 points so far in this game. That's the kind of production the Bikers would need out of their guards, really.
Well,
to make this a quick series.
With everyone going cold, having at least one person producing is not Bikers. As that's a third foul now on River. I think that's the second or third starter for the Bikers that have 3 fouls. So, I mean, they've at least spread it around so it's not on one player, but they have to be careful. 4th foul in the 3rd quarter starts to get a little concerned going.
Very well. And man, how many times have we seen Tonpo or Quayadl on the line tonight?
Oh,
as Mora steps up.
I think by the end of this game, we're going to have seen Lorraine with 40 free throws. And Bikers calling timeout. Coach is not happy with what the current look is. The adjustments they've made at the half are not resulting in any kind of positive change. Because it's still a 5-point game here.
Well, you have to be a little bit worried at the possibility that you can't afford any foul outs.
Not just that, but losing the first game in the series on the road, that would really put the Bikers on the back foot. They need to come in this game. The first quarter, it looked like they were coming in strong, and maybe they relaxed a little too much as the rookie gets it going from beyond the arc. 8 points in the first half, now a 3 for the rookie. And that's the threat he brings to this team, as Tompo can't get the free throw shot to work. River on his 9th attempt.
Finally.
Matches Tonpo's pace.
And the crowd is standing.
Oh, they're standing. River with the block off the backboard. Valerio.
Long pass to Lawrence. Wow.
Now the Bikers suddenly turn it on. Whatever happened during that timeout apparently got something going.
And a lot of quick scoring makes it a 12-point game now with just under 8 minutes in the third. Lorraine's going to try and stop the bleeding here with a quick 2.
I mean, River getting that 2 and then running down the court and getting the block off the backboard. Oh, Silvius, a little too fast. Tried to bullet pass it to River on the perimeter, and it ended up going all the way down the court instead. But, oh, that block there. A chase down from River.
It was great.
Well, we talked about hearing Mora hit the floor earlier. Hearing River charging behind you is equally as scary. As they pull it back to single digits here.
And they'll let the Water Deer run it up.
Okay. Apparently, River was not playing the first half of this game, as now he's showing up in the second. Despite defensive effort, I mean, big blocks from him. Ooh, good screen. One-on-one, Mora answers back with a dunk of her own.
Yeah, at one point I was going to say, Mora, if you wanted to do a comparison between the 5 spot of either roster, she maybe had the better chance at keeping the finals MVP streak alive for the 5 spot. But Stevanichic's performance tonight has been honestly better.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's the second best on the Bikers tonight. But honestly, all you need is to be top 2 the entire series, and if there's some inconsistency, Warrior has a bad night. But we'll have to see, as we are 18 minutes left to go in this first game, and Lorraine is far closer than anyone would have expected. If you turned your TV off at the end of the first quarter, you are not seeing a glitch with the score. It is a 6-point game.
Oh, I turned my TV off after the first quarter, and I blamed it on Jimmy and the glitch unit.
Well, there you go. 13 now for Luca down low in the post. Little spin move off the glass to keep it at 8 here for the Bikers. Trying to get Kyoto into the paint. The finger roll can't convert.
Oh, so close.
River, he finds a lane to the basket, dishes it to the rookie instead, who gets the basket. 15 now. Second highest scorer on the Bikers tonight.
Yeah, now they're starting to spread it around a little bit more like they did in that first quarter, which I think was beneficial to why they took off so fast. Of course, we also have all the starting 5 out there right now, but that got deflected.
At Tompa with the block there against River.
Hard pass down to Teresa, who will look for a lane.
Tompo gets the lucky shooter's roll, bounces around the rim. You were talking about height earlier. You know, the Bikers, the shortest starting player at 6'5", and Kyoto having to navigate this Bikers lineup. She's putting up points tonight, but it hasn't been efficient. You know, how much does that change their game plan? You know, when she's matched up against someone 7 inches taller than her,
right,
one-on-one.
And I was gonna say, you know, Sylvia's doing a great job at keeping her out of finding a lane, but then, you know, she passes to another teammate who manages to get the score. If you keep that kind of pressure up, oh, that's an unfortunate drop there as more as an easy layup to make it a 6-point game.
Some silly mistakes from the Bikers. That's twice now that Sylvius has tried to pass it to someone that was either a half step late or he was a half step early on the pass.
But that's been Sylvius's kind of focus tonight, seemingly, is a bit more defensively, letting Lawyer and Stevanicic score when the opportunity arises, and just being a kind of a game manager. As we reach 80 points for the first time.
I mean, considering we were halfway here, end of the first, it has been a slow affair to reach it. And Rain, they're staying close. And I think the Bikers are having to play a bit of a game of chicken here about keeping the starters out. Because if they put their bench back out, I think they're afraid they're going to lose this lead. Ooh, rejected by Sylvius. Now Tompo, a second chance at it, but Clark is going to be given it in the post against the rookie. Honicic not able to get it down over the rookie there.
And Clark's keeping the pressure, too, on Stevanicic, which forces him to pass to Matt. Back to Lawyer for the long 3, no good.
Tompo from the shooting key, can't convert. Both teams having a bit of a struggle here. A scoring drought. And the Bikers trying to get the 3-game going again. It's been a while since they hit one. I think it was Luca last to have one down in the post right now. But, oh, Xavier, the Husky just rejecting 2 in a row. 3 in a row!
Oh, my goodness. What?
That is why Xavier was brought to this team to add that. I mean, 7'2", 225. He is going to get bullied a bit in the post, but he is going to use his long arm to shut you down. He did it 3 in a row. Statting there.
That was some Umechi level defense there.
I mean, someone gave him some coffee in the break.
Production.
Valerio at least getting a point there after that craziness of 3 straight blocks.
Well, I was going to say, until that happened, one of Lorraine's strengths this playoff series as a whole has been coming back from behind.
And Wolfgang getting a block going too. The Wolverine was outmatched in height, but was able to get a pop. And yes, finally some bench players for both teams to give a chance for rest, and Davenport not able to convert.
Well, Elijah went flying into the pylon for the hoop. I was a little bit concerned he wouldn't get back up after that.
Oh, and another block. It's been nothing but blocks now for the past couple possessions.
Well, it means the shooters aren't getting the height that they need, of course, that one rolled in with the foul.
And the Wolverine a little
for Juche Wan there.
I think Elijah a little upset they called the foul. He's like, look, you still made it. I didn't hit him that hard.
We see Yoshikihara for the first time tonight that I can recall.
I
Pass to
remember
Sylvius for the long three. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, that was a screen. That was open for days. He had plenty of time to set up. I think we saw Yoshikihara for a minute in the second quarter not have any kind of production. Ooh, legal screen on Clark. There's going to be a turnover there, unfortunately. And again, the blocks just between Davenport and Clark, both just absolutely ball hawks tonight.
Well, and to think Clark coming off the bench, too, to have that kind of insane production. When was the last time you saw 3 blocks in 3 seconds time?
It's been a while. I mean, that's, usually you're bullying, like, I think Lance may have gone blocked 3 times in a row where the ball just kept getting hit back to him. But
that
I think
does happen.
I think he was also like hitting it off the back of a DQ maybe. No, I think they counted as a block technically.
All right, well, that's Baltiev's 3rd personal.
Yeah, I mean, hey, bench player though, so he can afford to rack up some of those fouls to be a chippy. But a interesting fact here, both teams defensively, Lorraine showing that they are, yes, the 2nd best blocking team in the league, and the Bikers, the 2nd best stealing team in the league.
Wow, I can see it.
I think their stats for tonight have been in line with that. Is J1 finding a lane to the basket for a finger roll. Martin in the better of the defense there. An 8-point game with might be the final shot of the quarter. They burn the full shot clock here.
Well, I think they'll still have to take 1 shot, but then that would give Lorraine basically no time to.
Yeah, I think they are going to burn it the whole way. Maybe a screen for Sylvius. Oh, no, to River wide open for his 3rd or 4th basket, and all coming in the 3rd quarter, in fact.
And they did it all just to maintain that 10 double-digit lead.
I mean, it was a heck of a 3rd quarter, much more what we want to see from the Bikers, but at the same time, Lorraine is not giving up. They have not let it slip away from them. Yes, they were 5 points down, giving up more than 5 than the Bikers this last quarter, but hey, we've seen them make up bigger deficits.
All right, crowd waking up for this 4th quarter as we begin. 90-80. The final 12 minutes of Game 1 of the FBA Finals 2026.
And, I mean, who do you think on Lorraine needs to step up here to get this gap closed? Who needs to, be the leader?
Tonpo. I mean,
after going so poorly tonight,
she'll have to find a way to kind of bring some sort of energy in future matchups here. Of course, she's got such a difficult matchup. I can understand it, but you go throughout this entire season with difficult matchups and you persevere and you make it to the finals. Certainly you can figure it out one more time. And I'm certain that part of it is just general unhappiness with her accuracy and production.
Well, I mean, obviously it'd be nice if she can start hitting a few of the shots, but I think Chaewon needs to keep being the offensive. 17 points, I think, thus far, as Lawyer missed the 3 earlier, hits the mid-ranger there off the screen. Back to a 12-point
And how many
game.
times have we, sorry to interrupt, but how many times have we seen that tonight, with Lawyer? So keep that in mind, too. Like, it comes defensively as well.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really shut down Lawyer at all. I mean, he's missed, obviously, but they've been mostly open looks that just haven't fallen. And there we go. Just the 31-year-old gets the lane to the basket.
29-67 for the Firestorm. Sorry again. I keep cutting you
you're
off
good.
now.
You're good. 29-67. The field goal percentage is not there. Is J1 a little too strong? Puffin
And
gonna
the
bring
Toucan. Or sorry, the Puffin, right?
Yes, the Puffin. The tufted Puffin. I think that you kind of took the T and assumed. Boyer wide open again for 3. Nails this one, and ooh.
Wow.
35 tonight for Jonathan Boyer.
What a game 1 for him. The Firestorm obviously have to take a timeout after that.
Yeah, I mean, now they're seeing it start to slip away a little bit. 15 points here.
They've never had the lead once in this game,
Oh, they
which is
haven't.
also quite rare.
Well, I mean, sometimes, you know, if you don't get that first basket to fall, it's sometimes, you know, it's away. Clark. Tried to do it behind the back dribble and lost it instead.
Ball kind of slid between two Bikers players, and neither Biker realized it was falling their way, so it ran out of bounds, and now Dakota gets the ball back.
Yeah. Well, I think we know if Bikers manage to close out this game, who's going to win player of the game, and I think that's the guy who just hit another 3 to put it at 38. Definitely the offensive engine for the Bikers tonight.
Oh, most certainly. We could see him. I mean, if that production keeps up through this fourth quarter, we could see some really crazy numbers coming up here. As they reach the century mark for the first time, it's 102 to 86. Dakota with the ball now.
And a chance to keep pushing this lead almost back to 20 if they go for 3 again. I think
one thing's certain, though. Sorry, Ryan.
Go ahead. A big block from Clark again. 4th or 5th block now for them.
One thing's for certain, though. The energy has been wild throughout this whole matchup.
Oh, no doubt. It's been a roller coaster, honestly. Lorraine, they felt so flat in that first quarter, and then that second quarter, it was like a completely different team, and obviously
like
defense,
that.
Yes, like that. I mean, the defense has picked it up. I will say that after the first quarter, defense has shown up. That was what was missing in the first, besides, you know. But now, question is, how do you go into game number 2? I mean, I'm not counting them out yet. 8 minutes, 13 points. Not impossible. Yeah, it's harder every minute. Well, that helps. Missing a free throw. Lawyer, not great. No player of the game for you.
Yeah, Lawyer, you're done. Get on the bench.
No, don't. I mean, hey, honestly, there is a question of, okay, when do you start considering resting your players? This is not the marathon. It's not a sprint.
Well, certainly not with 8 minutes still left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, no. Yeah, definitely. When it's this close. I mean, if it's still like a 13-point lead with a minute and a half left to go, you might go, yeah, I don't want to risk injuring my star player who put up 40-plus points. Hey, from beyond the arc. Ooh, rattles out.
Wow.
And they're obviously already resting Silvius a little bit, giving him catch his breath. Boy, you're tapping it out.
Ooh, Carnell now passing it over to Griga. Off to Tonpo, and a little bit more passing here as they're trying to find something but can't. So Jaewon's going to have to shoot for that 3. No good.
What were you saying before the tap out?
You know,
you've lost it. They blocked it from your mind with all these blocks from Lorraine. And ooh, Carnell able to get that battle for the board over the box out. Now, Tompo. Bullying.
I think it had something to do with Xavier Clark and, you know, just how crazy that I'm still focused on that triple block.
Hey, I mean,
regardless of how, you know, whether they win this game or not, that's going to be like the play of the game for me.
Go down. We saw there our Tompo last possession pushing and using a bit of a shoulder to get face from Lawyer. Have to be careful not to get called for a charge or anything. Total. Struggle to bend. Silvius on her like glue. Driver going to bring it up. Fast play to Silvius. Oh, rejected. Another block from Lorraine. Rigo wide open. The Goose.
Oh, man.
Able to lay it up and in.
Don't let that. Gotta keep that under control, guys.
11-1 run, and Valerio, thankfully, makes it 11-3 at least.
Oh, that was a dangerous pass from Silvius, though.
Extremely, and I think he wasn't expecting the defense to turn around timing-wise. It was almost. And you hear the crowd getting going again because they know they need to get the sixth man going on this court. And, ooh, Grika, again, offensive boards now coming the way of Lorraine. Ooh, rejected.
Oh,
By
they
Valerio.
needed to do that, though.
Jovius in the paint, fouled hard from behind by Griga, in
Ow.
fact.
Second personal on Griga.
Yeah, at this point, unless there's any technicals getting thrown around, I don't foul out at this point.
Well, as Dakota goes up 107-95 with about 5 minutes left, how do you think Coach Dupre has handled this first game so far?
I was a little worried at that slow start to the third quarter. I mean, the second quarter, I think they could have used more timeouts when things were starting to fall apart. I think they could have put more pressure to try and build a better lead. But hey, you know, so far it looks like they might be walking away with a win. Ooh, dangerous pass again by Valerio. I'm gonna be more curious to see how Sabrina on the Lucifer responds with the way her team started and then how they came out in the second. Obviously, there's a lot of good things you can take away for the Lorraine Firestorm, especially because again they're staying step in step. It's just closest gap, 4.5 minutes left to go, and still a double-digit game.
Yeah, they've got to find what was clicking in that second quarter and really exacerbate it now. But we've also seen a little bit of change from the Dakota side, too. Sovius has been a little bit more risky in his passing game, but it's paid off on a couple occasions where Valerio or Stevaničić have been open to get a quick turnaround and keep the 10-point lead alive.
Well, they've been going to, you know, Lorenz now, and Atampo now starting to find some of that shooting stroke that was missing earlier in this game. And Bikers, this is what I'm afraid of. If they get passive, they need to keep being aggressive. Yes, some mistakes might happen, but it's when you start getting tight. Playing tight is things fall apart. And ooh, ball almost hit. Ball blocked though. Rigo with the block there from the Goose.
And of course, a little nervous about River whenever he's handling the ball because he has not been that hot tonight. He had one quick breath of hot air earlier in the third. But now as he's bringing the ball up by himself.
He likes the matchup, but they're double teaming him now. He takes it himself, the deer.
Hey,
111.
There you go.
I mean, that's one player you know is not going to... He is cool, calm, and collected no matter how the game is going. And a big block from the Kangaroo rat there. And Warrior stepping inside the three-point line to hit that. And I think that's over 40 points now for him. I was going to say they've been mostly Valerio recently, but now Lawyer with the shot. Yes. Ooh, Lucifer going to call timeout here. And that's only leaves them with one. So, I mean, this is, I guess, the last chance you can make a meaningful adjustment, try and close this gap.
Right, and I mean, we all know they have to try something because those road victories mean everything in the finals. But
especially for the team that's not on the home court advantage. They have to win one on the road to win.
That would have, had that been the shot that got them back to within 10, I would have thrown my hands up.
I mean, Bora can hit the three. It's not her bread and butter at all. Boyer trying to get something going. Ooh, Briga wins the battle for the rebound against River. Still not out of it yet. Tompo spin move.
Tonight.
Oh, beautiful spin move from Tompo. Ooh, now the full court press.
Sorry, I can't wait to see the defensive stats for this game tonight.
Oh, Lawyer wide open.
Look at this. What is going on?
Well, that's the full court press.
What was that?
Okay, that's the full court press and why it's such a risk. Yes, Lawyer's 32, but he has not slowed down yet. And as soon as he got beat he beat the defender, he was gone. And that's the problem with trying to defend the Bikers. The defense was sitting there on the perimeter because the perimeter shooting is so dangerous. Yes, you could go and try and stop Lawyer in the paint. The second you do that, they're dishing it to Valerio on the perimeter for a three. So, kind of have to pick your poison there, and they pick letting Lawyer get into the paint again.
Well, now we're talking about 45 points. What is, where do we top out here in the finals? I'd have to look that up.
I feel like it's 60. I feel like McDias might have hit 60 at some point.
Well,
I don't think we're going to break that record. Double team on River. Finds Lawyer, unless they keep dishing it to Lawyer.
Well, but now this game is getting away from the
Oh,
Firestorm, and if
oh no.
Dakota wanted, they could do,
I'd call
let
timeout and
some
let
res-
your bench on. I would not
Yeah.
risk injury. Game one, you're up by now 12. Yes, Lorraine's not gonna give up, but they just have to burn clock at this point. They didn't have to go for shots.
Well, and their defense now is loosened up too. I think both sides know how this is gonna go. As Sylvius makes it 121,
Well, Valerio
107. Sorry, Lorenz Valerio, 14 points with 45 seconds left.
would have fouled. I think that would. Okay, Valerio might foul it. I would sub him out just to prevent a foul out. I don't know if you want that. So yeah, and both teams, yep, they're both making. Not gonna. They don't want either of their or any of their starters getting hurt in garbage time. In 12 points, theoretically, you'd have to steal 3, steal 3, steal 3, and even then, you have one more possession you have to steal.
Oh, deflected in Blazachowski's hands. Passes to Carnell, and Carnell. I think that might be.
That's just a bit of a what is it called? Oh, the tip of
Well,
my tongue.
but for him, that might have been one of his first shots of the night.
I think he's had 3 misses up to that point. First basket for sure. Go on for 3.
One for the long 3, no good, and that will probably do it.
I mean, for a team that was down by 20 plus points, I want to see what the biggest lead. So losing by 10 is not bad. Obviously, Lawyer, they let him take all the shots. He missed 8 3 points. So he wasn't even beating them from 21 rebounds from the rookie. Okay.
But 4 different players with 2 blocks, 47 points for Lawyer, and at least 2 other players with 15 apiece, 21 rebounds, as you mentioned. That's crazy production.
I mean, it helps when, the Firestorm are missing. Cut on over to their stat line. I'm betting 6 blocks for Clay. Oh, 5. I was off by. But hey, look at that.
4 blocks for Davenport.
Yeah, 3 from Griga. They were all over the defense, just not make their shots. Tompo 7 of 21. K1 10 of 18. Kyoto 5 of 17. 9 of 12 from the free. When your points are coming from the free throw line, that's great. But when you're shooting that inefficiently, no problem.
Yeah, that total block count for Lorraine is impressive. But as you said, defense, I guess, I would normally say defense wins championships. But in this case, we have to kind of hope that offensive production can also play a major factor. And they just couldn't get within 10 for long without the Bikers keeping the pace. And credit where is due, that's what the Bikers figured out, I think, sometime in that third or late in the second. That's what they needed to do to keep things on their side tonight. And that's why they came out with the victory.
I guess you remember they were within 5 at the closest point.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, I hate to say it. I think the fouls are what kept Lorraine in this game. This game was closer than it. 20 more free throw attempted by the Firestorm because they had 18 fouls against them on the Bikers. So that's not going to be every game. I'm sure there's going to be talks of, okay, we need to play a little bit tighter if the refs are going to be whistle happy.
Well, and I like happy whistles.
I mean, that don't know. Kept the game at least interesting. 51% from the 9 of 29 from beyond the arc for the Bikers is not a normal shooting. Lorraine Firestorm need to be a little bit careful parting the perimeter because it started to fall. This game a blowout. I guess any final thoughts before we kick off the end of this game 1?
Well, as far as it's concerned, I think these two teams are fairly evenly matched in different ways. And I know that kind of is a weird quote to say, but they both have their own individual strengths. They just have to figure out now how to play up those strengths in the games going forward. to, especially obviously Lorraine coming out with a loss, down 1-0 now. They'll play in Dakota again in a few days. But that whole first quarter cannot happen again. They cannot afford to get down by 20, 30 plus points in any particular game. And I would just hope that they can kind of find something within themselves to maybe get back into their center. And by center, I mean, your abilities, your innate abilities to focus on shooting can be something that comes naturally when you trust everything else. So, really, really fun matchup tonight. I was really excited to be here with you and call this first game of the series. It's going to be a hot one.
It is. I'm looking forward to seeing a second one has for us in a couple days. I've been Ryan Eastman, Matt Lewis, for joining me in the booth once again.
Thank you so much, and good luck to both teams. And yeah,
Y'all tune in for game 2 of the FBA Finals. I think the series is going to be a good one. Have a good night, everyone.